The future of naval war was supposed to sail smooth. Instead, it crashed spectacularly. Off California's coast, America's prized autonomous drone boats glitched, stalled, and smashed into each other on camera. A billion-dollar dream exposed as fragile. With China looming and Taiwan in the balance, the Pentagon bets on swarms of AI vessels. But can machines be trusted when the ocean turns hostile? During a US naval test off the California coast in July, meant to demonstrate the Pentagon's most advanced autonomous drone boats, the program suffered a public embarrassment. One vessel abruptly stalled due to a software glitch. A Reuters report on August 20th said that as technicians scrambled to fix it, another drone boat, unable to adjust its trajectory, smashed into the idling craft's starboard side, vaulted over its deck, and crashed back into the water. Videos of the collision, verified by Reuters, reveal a serious malfunction in technology the Pentagon has been touting as the future of naval warfare. The two vessels, produced by US defense tech rivals Saronic and Black Sea Technologies, were supposed to represent the cutting edge of unmanned maritime systems. Instead, they exposed fragilities at the heart of a multi-billion-dollar experiment. This was not an isolated incident. Just weeks earlier, another Black Sea vessel, under tow by a support boat, suddenly accelerated, capsizing the smaller craft and throwing its captain into the sea. Defense Scoop reported that the officer was rescued unharmed, but the episode underscored the risks of handing battlefield decisions to machines that sometimes fail to communicate with their human overseers. People with direct knowledge of the matter told Reuters that both accidents stemmed from a combination of software failures and human error, including breakdowns in communication between onboard systems and external autonomous software. The Navy, Saronic, and Black Sea have not yet commented on the incident. The Pentagon's urgency is clear. In Ukraine, relatively low-cost maritime drones, essentially speedboats fitted with explosives and controlled remotely, have helped Kyiv neutralize parts of Russia's Black Sea fleet. These kamikaze craft cost around $250,000 each, making them expendable yet highly effective. The United States, however, is aiming for something more ambitious. Fully autonomous swarms capable of operating without direct human command, with a price tag of several $1 million per boat. Officials argue such fleets are essential to deter or slow a Chinese assault across the Taiwan Strait. Taiwan itself has begun procuring maritime drones of its own, inspired by Ukraine's example. Yet, the US Navy's recent setbacks show that achieving reliable autonomy at sea is a far greater challenge than producing disposable remote-controlled craft. Sources told Reuters that since the most recent incident, the Pentagon's Defense Innovation Unit, which had acquired technology for the tests, has indefinitely paused a contract valued close to $20 million with L3 Harris, one of the companies providing autonomous software used to control some of the vessels. Meanwhile, rival manufacturers continue to chase lucrative deals. Black Sea has already secured at least $160 million in Navy contracts and is reportedly producing dozens of global autonomous reconnaissance craft a month. Saronic, valued at $4 billion in a venture capital-backed round, is building its Corsair drone boat but has yet to land a major procurement agreement. Both companies, along with L3 Harris and others, are positioning themselves for larger projects, including unmanned submarines and cargo-carrying ships. The crashes are only part of the problem. The Navy's Drone Acquisition Unit, the Program Executive Office for Unmanned and Small Combatants, has been thrown into turmoil. Rear Admiral Kevin Smith, its leader, was dismissed this year after an Inspector General complaint was substantiated. Smith's removal has sparked a wider review of the office, with Pentagon officials openly questioning whether it should be restructured or even shut down. Internal divisions have spilt into public view. In April, PEO USC trumpeted a major step forward for Black Sea's control software on LinkedIn. Within hours, Colin Carroll, then Chief of Staff to Deputy Defence Secretary Stephen Feinberg, criticised the post, hinting that the program duplicated other Pentagon efforts. In a remark that now seems prophetic, Feinberg wrote, "I have a feeling there are changes in this program's future." Much of this rush traces back to the Pentagon's $1 billion Replicator initiative, launched in 2023 to deliver thousands of autonomous aerial and maritime systems. President Donald Trump, since returning to office, has doubled down with his Big Beautiful Bill allocating nearly $5 billion for maritime autonomy last month. Acting Chief of Naval Operations Jim Kilby has argued the systems will extend fleet reach, improve situational awareness, and increase combat effectiveness. Speaking to Reuters, analysts warned that the Navy may be moving too fast. Brian Clark of the Hudson Institute says the service will need to radically rethink tactics. They're still discovering what the systems can and cannot do. The White House has made clear it wants results. In a meeting last month, Deputy Secretary of Defense Feinberg grilled Navy officials on the cost-effectiveness of their autonomous systems. Reuters reported that, according to people briefed, Feinberg was unimpressed, raising doubts about whether expensive experimental boats deliver value compared to proven conventional assets. The Pentagon has refused to comment on that meeting, but the tension reflects a larger battle between political urgency and engineering reality. Beyond the glitches and political pressure lies a deeper structural challenge. For decades, the Navy has been accustomed to building vast aircraft carriers and submarines, with procurement cycles stretching over years. Now it is being asked to deliver swarms of small, flexible, artificially intelligent craft in a fraction of that time. T.X. Hammies, an Atlantic Council Fellow and expert on autonomous weapons, put it bluntly.
You've got a system that's used to building big things, taking years to make a decision, and now suddenly you're asking them to move fast.
That institutional inertia, combined with real technical hurdles, leaves the Navy struggling to balance ambition with reliability. At stake is not merely the success of a procurement program, but the future balance of naval power. If autonomous swarms can be made to work, they could change maritime warfare as profoundly as aircraft carriers did a century ago. If they cannot, the United States risks sinking billions into fragile prototypes, while adversaries refine cheaper, simpler alternatives. For now, the Pentagon insists it remains committed. A spokesperson described the tests as part of a competitive and iterative approach between industry and operators. But insiders warn that the combination of failed trials, contract pauses, leadership firings, and internal disputes has created uncertainty that could delay deployment for years. The coming months will be decisive. The first drones procured under the Replicator program are due to be announced shortly. Black Sea and Saronic are expected to showcase new models. Lawmakers in Congress, meanwhile, are beginning to ask sharper questions about the billions already committed. Whether the Navy can overcome its stumbles and deliver reliable, combat-ready autonomous fleets remains unclear. For now, the promise of drone swarms remains more aspiration than reality.